Hi, friends. Scott Brookins. Hasta la vista, baby. Where does that line come from? I'm sure most of you will know, and I'm not going to tell you. I may say it at the end, but if you know that, give a comment down below. And it's kind of a famous catchphrase, but um, hasta la vista. See you later. Goodbye. Get out of my life. However you might want to interpret that. Um, what do you need to say hasta la vista to today in your life? You know, we all have stuff that's in our past that we need to get rid of, things we've done or things we haven't done, memories of things that have happened to us, memories of things that we didn't do. And most of the time, you know, those are history and we need to just forget it and drive on. You know, as I mentioned in a message, you know, several weeks ago, forget it and drive on. And so I want you to think of today, what's in your past. Could have been just yesterday, it could have been an hour ago, it could have been a couple minutes ago, or years ago. What do you need to get rid of? What do you need to step forward and just go forward and say, goodbye, see you later. I don't want you in my life anymore. And so I want you to just think about that today and see how you can step forward in a more positive way and accomplish what God has set in your heart and for your life, His purpose for your life. There's a funny story about this phrase, hasta la vista, I want to share with you. Um, Years ago, we were ministering in Central and Eastern Europe for many months, and we were connected with a family, and he was like a diplomat's assistant in in another country in Central or South America, let's say, in a communist controlled country. And they were home for Christmas holidays, and we got to spend Christmas with them. We stayed in a mountain area and where they lived, and you know, we had a hotel room, and then we spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with them, and several days in their community. And they're just a great couple. Had kids, 4 or 5 kids, I think. They're about similar ages to our kids at the time, and we had a good time, you know, getting to know them and sharing stories and just bonding, you know, as brothers and sisters in Christ. And they told this funny story, you know, Central and Eastern Europe, you know, the communist wall came down and through, you know, 89 and 90 and even a couple years to kind of get some of those countries settled there. And when that happened in their country, everyone was on the balconies. You know, there was like a big celebration one evening. There was fireworks and bands and just a party going on in the square of where they lived. And they were out on their balcony, and their little kids were there. And you know, everyone was yelling, you know, "See you later, communists," you know, in their language, and just saying, you know, just chanting and excited for the future and the freedom that they now had. As they were getting away from the Iron Curtain of Russia and the Soviet Union and getting their freedom. And so their kids, because they had lived and grown up in this Spanish speaking country, they knew Spanish, you know, fluently. And so they were on the balcony saying, you know, "Hasta la vista, communist, hasta la vista, communist." And so maybe, I think it was about 6 months later, they went back to their position as a diplomat assistant in this other country, and there was a celebration going on in the city they lived in there. And so they were standing on their balcony of their flat watching this. There was fireworks, but this is it was like celebrating, you know, the leader of this country. And one of their little kids just innocently went to the edge of the balcony and started yelling like he had 6 months ago, "Hasta la vista, communist! Hasta la vista, communist!" And their parents had to quickly, you know, pull him back from the balcony because they were in a communist country and that wasn't an appropriate thing to be yelling. And so it was just a funny story of, you know, innocence of children, expressing probably what most of the people wanted to say, but they weren't allowed to in that country. And so I just remembered that this morning, my prayer time, and I wanted just to encourage you and I to maybe go step out on a balcony, go stand up, you know, and say, "Hasta la vista," blank, and fill in the blank of whatever's in your life that you need to say goodbye to and you need to kick out. And so I hope you'll do that today. Stand up, have a great day, have an amazing day, and go influence someone else to do the same. God bless.